Let me explain. In Alabama, there's a unique law in which you can form a political party on the county basis. And we started these county political parties. Now, they cannot be called parties until after the general election, where your, whatever you call it, organization, conference, or whatever it is, will receive at least 20% of the vote. So we call them Lowndes, for instance, in Lowndes County, we call it the Lowndes County Freedom Organization. They're called freedom organizations, and they're organized on the county level. Now, the Alabama law says that for these organizations or conferences or what have you, you need an emblem. And we just happened to pick the panther. There was no significance about it.
Would you call this a political education society?
No, I would call it a political party. Its aim is to get political power. We want to take over the political machinery in the Black Belt counties where we work. We want to smash the Democratic Party on those county levels. We think the Democratic Party is the most corrupt, the most racistic, and it just stinks in Alabama, and it has to be smashed.
Feel that when the Negroes go to the polls to vote that they will try to stop them? Is this why they plan to carry guns?
I am sure that when the racists realize that they have nothing to turn to ensure their power, then they will have to turn to violence in mass scale. Now, they've always used violence. They've always used it. They use it openly. And, for example, in Georgia, where the state legislature could strip Julian Bond of his seat, of his political power, through their own means, I don't think that they'll be able to do it in Lowndes County, so that their only alternative will be open violence. And in a state where we've met nothing but violence, where the governor has advocated nothing but violence, we expect nothing but violence.
Do the members of this organization carry weapons all the time, or just when they anticipate trouble?
Well, most of them travel with them all the time. When I first moved into Alabama, you would see pickup trucks go by, white pickup trucks with guns. You know, you can carry a gun in Alabama as long as it's shown. You see rifles, and there were no Negroes, but now in Lowndes County, Negroes carry their guns too. To advocate nonviolence in Lowndes County is to advocate suicide.
What's a change in leadership is just a regular change, but it means that the programs are going to be more streamlined, that we're developing and the need to have a white project. That means that our white workers must go into the southern areas, in poor southern areas in the white community, and organize those communities. Because what became crystal clear to us on May 4th after the Alabama primary was that there is no moderate base in the South, in the white communities. There is none. And that if one is to be developed, it has to be developed by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and it must be developed by the white workers in that organization. It cannot be developed by the black workers.
You don't feel that the use of the Black Panther as an emblem further polarized the voters?
And so no more than the use of a white rooster with the word white supremacy should polarize the black people in Alabama. And that's the emblem of the Democratic Party in Alabama.
You use the phrase integration is irrelevant. What do you mean by that?
I mean that it is irrelevant until you have true integration, until you have white people trying to get into black schools, white people trying to move into black neighborhoods, and then you can have real true integration. What you've had is an insidious subterfuge for white supremacy. Black people are always being told to move into white neighborhoods, send your kids to white schools, they're better, they're better, they're better, always inferring that yours are worse, 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 because they're all black. And that if you're going to have true integration, you have to have whites moving into black schools and blacks moving into white schools. And until you have that, the country is not serious about integration.
Will six tactics remain nonviolent?
Well, we will define what our tactics will be from now on. We haven't announced a tactic of violence, but we're going to define, make definitions for ourselves in terms of nonviolence and what that means.